so excited to be filming this video for you today and sharing these tips with you. I made a blog post the other day about this topic, and I'm gonna link that below because I'm literally just gonna be reading through that and sharing those tips with you guys in the YouTube community. But if you are interested in just reading that, you can read that below. So I am an Iranian girl, and if you know anything about Middle Eastern girls, you know that we struggle with hairiness. Hair has obviously always been a huge insecurity of mine. Being in America, there are lots of hairless people, and it's just like the social norm to be hairless. But sometimes you can't help it because you're Iranian. Like, I don't know what to do. It's taken me a really long time to like conquer the hair, honestly. Like, it was a really big insecurity of mine through my teenage years. But I'm happy to say that I have finally found a routine that works and that keeps me soft and hairless and perfect. So for me, basically, if I shave in the morning, I'm like prickly at nighttime. So if you feel me on that, then these tips are gonna be super helpful to you. Also, if you struggle with strawberry skin, which is when your skin looks like it has dots all over it after you shave or whatever, I have lots of tips to help you with that. I hope you enjoy. So if you are super hairy or like hairier than the average person, then you have to do a little bit more than just shaving to deal with your hair. The best way to deal with more than average hair, strawberry skin, and underskin hairs is by removing your hair from the root and then shaving the next day. So there's 3 ways that you can effectively remove the hair by the root, and we're gonna talk about all 3. The first one is called epilation. You might have heard of this, you've probably seen one of these before. This is called an epilator. This little head right here is like hundreds of little tweezers that pull your hair out. This hurts, like I'm not gonna lie. This does not feel good, especially because it takes a long time. You have to go over every hair, but this hurts a lot the first few times. After that, it's not bad at all, especially if you keep up with it, because before your hair has a chance to fully grow back, you can take it off, and when there's less hair, obviously it's gonna hurt a lot less. You have to epilate about once a month, but once you epilate once a month, you have soft skin all month. Your hair comes back after like 2 to 6 weeks, depending on who you are, but the more you epilate, the less hair comes out and the thinner it comes out. So even when it does come out, you can't really tell because it's soft and nice, other than being like prickly and horrible. The next option is waxing. Now when it comes to waxing, there's 3 different ways you can wax. You can go to a salon, which is pretty expensive here in the United States. In other countries, it is pretty like reasonable. You could wax at home with like wax you bought at the store, or you can make wax at home. I prefer to make wax at home because a lot of wax in the store just has unnecessary stuff in it. So I like to make sugar wax. I will leave a link to my favorite sugar wax recipe below, but this is what it looks like. I made this a while ago. It's super easy to make, but the trick is that if you overcook this or undercook this, it's not gonna work. So you have to get it at a perfect consistency, and it might take a few tries for you to figure out what that is exactly, but it's awesome. You can make it once and then have it for months and months and months, and it's just natural. You know exactly what's in it. It's just sugar and lemon and water, so nothing extra, and it gets the job done. So I prefer this. You can get cloth to wax with anywhere you buy fabric. These are called fat quarter. I don't know why it's called a fat quarter, but these were like 99 cents, I think, and it's a huge piece of cloth that it just lasts forever. So I get a bunch of these at once, and then I just keep them. And the last option for hair removal from the root is threading. I don't have thread with me, but you can imagine what thread looks like. I actually thread, like that's my job, like I thread people's eyebrows and stuff. So I really like threading for the face and the neck and the bikini line. I really recommend learning how to thread. I might post a video on how to thread, but you guys could obviously find thousands on YouTube. I really recommend it. It's a really great skill to have for yourself and for other people. Yeah, it's awesome. You can keep yourself looking clean. And I love after epilating and after waxing to go back and thread the little hairs that I missed. It's just a great skill to have. So I recommend all of you to try to learn how to thread. Just practice for a little bit. It's super easy once you get the hang of it. I personally get my eyebrow, lip, and sideburns threaded, and I really just recommend it. You can get anywhere on your face. And yeah, shout out to threading. So the day after you have done one of these methods to get the hair out from the root, you have to shave. And it's very important that you do this, especially if you suffer from underskin hairs, which a lot of hairy people do. This will help the skin be exfoliated, and it will help that hair not like go under the skin because there's no skin for it to go under, if that makes sense. Also, it's important to shave the next day just to get the straggly hairs that you missed and to make your skin just super nice and soft and silky and awesome. This is a great way to prevent strawberry skin as well, or reduce it at least. So you always want to make sure that you use a nice clean razor. It might be hard for you to keep up with getting those razors, so I have linked a great subscription service down below. You guys can check them out if you'd like. Or, you know, just keep a bunch of razors. Just make sure you have backup razors at all time. Always use super sharp razors. Don't like use dull ones or rusty ones, obviously. It increases your chances of getting cut so much, so make sure you're using a fresh razor. Also, never use soap when you're shaving. Everybody thinks this is like the best alternative and like, oh, it's soap, it's awesome, it's cheap. But soap is meant to clean your skin, which means it's meant to dry up all those oils, which is not good when you are shaving. You want a really moist, nice surface. So don't use soap. Opt for either using a shaving gel, shaving cream, or a oil. I like to use coconut oil personally. I love a natural option. I like how the razor just slides when you're using the oil, so that's my preference. Also, make sure that you're shaving both ways. This just makes sure that you're getting every single hair, because all the hairs kind of grow differently sometimes. And this seals in the moisture, so do it head up and then head down on whatever you're shaving. And the last tip that I have for you guys is post-shave. So every time you shower, after you do this routine, you want to keep up with your skin. You want to make sure it's looking good and soft and clean. So exfoliate with a beaded exfoliator and make sure that you moisturize every single time you shower. I like to use this Hemp's one. I've been using this for a while. It just smells really good and it's awesome. You can use whatever you want. Obviously, you can use oil, you can use anything. Just make sure you are putting that moisture back in the skin. That is the biggest tip for strawberry skin. If you want to prevent that, you have to make sure that you are exfoliating, especially your legs, every day, and then putting on moisture afterwards. I actually like to use the Neutrogena grapefruit face wash. I like to use that on my legs, which is weird, I know, but it's a really great beaded wash. Washing the area with either a beaded wash or a loofah or a shower glove or whatever makes sure that it's exfoliated and that you won't get underskin hairs. So yeah, that's all my shaving tips for you today from a hairy girl. It's taken me a long time to get to this point, but now I keep myself nice and groomed and soft, and it's easy. No big deal, no more stressing out about it. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. I hope that you learned something, and I hope you subscribe.